Do you guys want to talk a bit about EPL?
Yeah, I'll go rapid fire with the EPL just to go through. Yeah, please do. Highlight of the weekend was obviously Man United putting 9 into the Southampton goal.
I believe that was a Premier League era tied record.
9. Oh, I think City won 10, or Chelsea would have got a 10-0. Look that up for me while I rattle out these scores.
Premier League era. Highest score.
It was very good viewing as the United supporter. There was a red card for Southampton in the first 90 seconds. It was always going to be a cruise from there.
Thoughts? Red?
Yeah. Clear red.
Chopped.
Just a little shout out to myself for having a multi. United to score 3 goals, check. Southampton not to score, check. Marcus Rashford to score, check.
Mm-hmm.
United to win both halves, check.
Mm-hmm.
United to have more than 3 corners. They had 2 more corners, so there's $300 down the drain. Well, just $300.
Two corners total in the game.
No, it was 5-3. I said they'd have more than 2. We don't want to hear my batting.
So you lost by half.
Always do it responsibly, people. I lost by literally half
a corner.
Half a corner, not even anything exciting. Few upsets this weekend. It's always, like we said last weekend, the Premier League is always...
every week,
So you can never save. So Brighton knock off Liverpool. Another cellar dweller, Wolverhampton knock off Arsenal, who are just reeling at the moment.
Aren't they?
Chelsea and Tottenham was billed as game of the week, and it was one of the most boring games of soccer. I know I copped all 90 minutes of it as well. It was a stinker.
Snooze fest.
Penalty to Chelsea was the only goal there. Mourinho, the fire has been lit under him. Tottenham are down to about 8th now, I think. They're about 7 or 8 points out of the top 4. And the way Mourinho plays, there's no exciting football happening there. So as a man who had Mourinho as a coach for a while, if your team's shit and playing boring, soccer's not the sport for you. City they're 3 games up with a game in hand.
3 points.
3 points up, the top of the ladder. It's going to be very hard to catch them. I don't think they've lost for 6 weeks now. They're going to be very hard to catch them. It's one of those, the Premier League's...
So interesting considering both them and United were outside the 10 for...
it's crazy.
So,
it took a bit to warm up, and now it's
just very slowly.
This engine to cook. The City... People sort of have written City off the last couple of years. Their last 2 years, I think they've had 95 and 96 points at the end of the year. That wins you the comp 9 times out of 10. But I mean, 2 years ago, Liverpool lost 1 game and didn't win. This competition, it's beautiful how you've got your relegation battle. There's mid-table, jostling, and then you've got the top 4, and then top 6, and then you've got your top 1 or 2. There's always most beautifully constructed isn't a word. Constructed competition in that every game matters, and that's why we love Americans. Well, football, every game literally matters.
Oh, definitely.
The Premier League, you've got 38 shots to do your best, and even if you do your absolute best, you may not even be where you need to be.
Yeah, you lose one game.
And it's going to be another interesting season for 19 of the spots. I think City, they just look too good. They've got a game in hand. I'd love a loss to West Ham or
Sheffield
something.
will probably last. So
exactly.
You got one in last.
And Sheffield knocked off United last week.
Yeah,
they were clearly pissed off. They put 9 up against Southampton. So that was the week in the Premier League. Actually, Jesse Lingard made his debut for West Ham. He's on loan for United, and he put 2 goals in against Aston Villa. So shout out Jesse Lingard.
Hasn't done that for a while for United.
He hasn't gone on the pitch. I mean, he's a quick winger, which we've got about 15 of them.
That's
right. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's good to see them all on social media. They're all friends, and they all got around him when that went here. So it's good to see. It's good to see good people do well. So Jesse's a good guy. He's done a lot of work in the community in Manchester. So and Enrique's out.
2 for
3 for now.
Make it 3 for 114, 13th over here of the Big Bash final.
Ty gets his man. There you go. That was the week in the EPL.
Yeah. So on that, that's. Manchester Southampton tied for the 3rd, biggest winning margin. Other 2.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Chelsea beat Wigan 10-0 once.
No.
Damn it, 8-0.
That was 8-0.
I knew it. I said 10, it was 8 in my head. Yeah.
So the other 2, both United and Southampton. So Southampton lost to Leicester City 9-0. And then...
Leicester put 9 on...
Yeah, that was 2019.
Last year?
Not even the
Not even there. Yeah.
2 years ago. That's 21.
Yep. And then
These two.
back in 1995, Man U destroyed Ipswich Town 9-0.
So you were right, Peps. Yeah, equal there.
Equal for those
It's a bit 9-0 in a professional game. Like we talk about how close the Premier League is. You're going to be shattered. 9-0 just looks great. It doesn't even look nice on the scoreboard.
Now, shout out to Tuggeranong United under 14s. I think in the West we once lost, I think from memory, 21-0.
I must
But the
have
wind was
phrased that
blowing.
from my memory.
The wind was blowing strong
It was
one
a
end.
20
That's
goal
what,
wind.
yeah.
We were really.
I was probably too busy enjoying the oranges. Let's go.